All right, welcome to the show, y'all. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. But we, as per usual, have a tremendous amount to get to today. So in just a second, we have farmers are turning on Trump in record fashion. I mean, they are furious about the Argentina bailout, about the tariffs, which are destroying their ability to make money. So we'll talk about that. We also have Meal Team 6, the Texas National Guard. A bunch of them have been fired, and it's a direct result of the viral mockery of how overweight they are. So we'll get into that. We also have Zuckerberg caves to Trump and his war on free speech in the most humiliating way imaginable. I mean, this guy, he made a big deal about, Biden is telling me to do stuff and take down posts that he doesn't like, and it's COVID disinformation and stuff, and bro, it's an attack on free speech, bro. And then now here he is immediately caving to Trump when he demands that legal free speech get taken down. So we'll dive into that. And then later on, you do not want to miss this segment. The Supreme Court is poised to annihilate democracy in this country forever with this new voting rights case that they're looking at. They could basically totally overturn the Voting Rights Act and basically guarantee 19 more seats for Republicans. 19 more seats for Republicans. So they are, look, man, it's all coming together right now. I mean, the Republicans, the way they govern is literally a horror show, and it's destroying everything. But at the same time, you have the Supreme Court and Trump and MAGA. They're pulling out every trick they have to cling to power and hang on to power, even though there's going to be this massive rebuke of their political project. So you guys know the drill. Everybody, please do me a big favor and subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you nothing, as you know. Thank you to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. We could not do it without you. This is real independent media. It's very rare these days. Also, thank you to everybody who supports Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. You can check out our full interviews there if you'd like. That link is below as well. And, of course, go subscribe to the Corin's World YouTube channel where we do live Kyle and Corin episodes. It's pretty cool. You guys can come hang out with us live, and that is always fun. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's dive in with this. So, as you know, Trump the other day had the Charlie Kirk ceremony at the White House, and this ceremony in particular was about him getting the Medal of Freedom, which is the top civilian honor in this country. Now, as you know, I think this medal has been basically, Trump has made it effectively worthless. Last time he gave it to like fucking Rush Limbaugh. Like, really? There used to at least be an attempt to keep it in the realm of like bipartisan and objective, right? Like somebody has an amazing discovery or something, and it's like, yeah, give it to them. Or, you know, a great athlete that transcends politics, like Tiger Woods or something. Okay, I get it. But fucking this, okay. So anyway, in the midst of his horrific speech about it, yet again, he reiterated something, which, I mean, I'm literally in awe that he continues to say this and say it with a straight face, and that people like entertain this, that you don't have like every media outlet hair on fire interjecting to say, what the fuck does that mean? Because this is lie inflation. Like with Trump, he always lies big and bold, but the lies are getting more and more unhinged as time is going by. So here we go. Let's play a little piece of it. Watch this.
But I would not have missed this moment for anything in the world. Nothing. And it's a very important time for our country, and our country is doing so well. It's never done better.
Remember, this is at the Charlie Kirk thing. Our country's amazing. It's going great.
A country with almost now $18 trillion of investment coming in. Nobody's ever seen anything like that. Previous administration had less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We have more than 18, it'll be much more than 20 by the time the year, more than $20 trillion. There's never been a country in the world that had anything like that.
I swear to God, man, this, like, he literally does lie inflation. There was a time when he said it was like 7 trillion, and then suddenly it became, I think he was saying like 12 or 13. Now it becomes 18. Then he literally changes from 18 to it will be 20. Guys, this is fucking unbelievable. This is fucking unbelievable. So, of course, thank God, CNN actually was like, oh, hold on. What, 18 trillion? Guys, that's almost like half the GDP of the entire fucking country. No, that is more than half, actually, because I believe it's 29 trillion is the GDP of the entire country. You're saying you've already got the investment of more than half the GDP of... Okay. I mean, it's absurd. So anyway, let's dive into it. The president has inflated his imaginary figure from 17 trillion to 18 trillion-ish, even as the White House website continues to say 8.8 trillion. And even that smaller figure is a big exaggeration. So he says 17 or 18 trillion, said as high as 20 in this clip. On the website, the White House website, it says 8.8 trillion. Even that is horseshit. Now let's get into some of the specifics. Ready? The White House list doesn't show that 8.8 trillion is being invested now in the United States, or even that there have been 8.8 trillion in credible Trump-era commitments to make eventual investments in the U.S. Rather, the White House list includes, ready? 600 billion from EU firms, even though the European Union has made clear that this is merely an estimate of potential private investment, not an actual commitment. So in other words, totally made up. Next, 600 billion from Saudi Arabia, even though the Saudis' vague $600 billion pledge encompasses both investments and trade, not simply Saudi investment in the U.S. Okay, next, 500 billion from India, even though the two countries have said the 500 billion is a goal for bilateral trade, not Indian investment in the U.S. 1.2 trillion from Qatar, even though the White House previously announced that Trump's agreement with Qatar is to generate 1.2 trillion in economic exchange between the U.S. and Qatar, not for Qatar to invest 1.2 trillion in the U.S. 1.4 trillion for the UAE, even though this is a vague pledge more than double the size of the UAE's gross domestic product. Bro, what? What are we? 1 trillion from Japan, even though Japan's actual pledge is 550 billion, and Japan insists that even this smaller amount will overwhelmingly be made up of loans and loan guarantees, not equity investment. 450 billion from South Korea, even though South Korea made a $350 billion pledge that is in limbo amid tensions with the U.S. South Korea also promised to increase its U.S. energy purchases to 100 billion, not to add 100 billion in additional energy purchases, and more than 1 trillion in vague corporate pledges that analysts say likely include normal operational spending and previously planned investments. Okay, guys, let me say this as clearly as possible. Literally all of this is totally made up. In fact, you should be reminded right now of that big billionaire meeting Trump did that had Zuckercuck in it with him. And there's a moment where Zuckercuck turns to Trump and he goes, "Oh, yes, sir, I am going to invest like 70 billion," or I forget the exact number he said, but it was some ridiculous fucking number. "So I'm going to invest 70 billion, sir, and I can't wait to do it." And then later on, they didn't realize, they thought the cameras were off and they had a hot mic moment. And Zuckerberg says to Trump, "Psst, did I do it okay? I forgot the number that you wanted me to say. I hope I pulled it off. Did I do all right?" So in other words, Trump literally met with this guy beforehand and he told them, "All right, we got to put on a show. You need to say you're going to invest $7 trillion. And so this is what happens. Like, they literally planned out the lie. Then they go out there and lie. Then the media has to print, "Oh, Trump says the U.S. is taking $18 trillion in investment from around the world." And it literally becomes lie inflation because every time he goes out there, he raises it more and raises it more and raises it more. Guys, I'm not kidding when I say none of it is true. Fucking none of it is true. Because this, at the same time, how are you getting $18 trillion invested in the country? At the same time, we're now losing hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs. Just this past month, we lost 33 manufacturing jobs. In his first term, he lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs. The second term, we've already lost over 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Why? Because he shut down a lot of the Biden bills that were going to give people jobs, all like the green and renewable technology things and the stuff from the infrastructure bill that Biden passed and Build Back Better. Trump killed all that. So stop and think about it. You're killing hundreds of thousands of jobs. Unemployment is going up. Inflation is going up. And you're pretending like there's 18 trillion in investment coming into the country, which is more than half our GDP. Like, I seriously, I'm terrified of how brazen a liar this guy is. Like, it is genuinely earth-shattering to me. Because, you know, you expect a liar to at least try to keep one foot on the ground, to be somewhat within the realm of reasonable. But no, we're now in a place where, like, you could just be out of it. How would anybody know? If Trump goes full dementia, how would anybody know? Sorry, Stinky's playing with her toy. I don't know if you could hear it. But how would anybody know? Because he always says shit that's totally disconnected from reality. But it's all to serve the greater purpose. He's a pathological liar in serving the purpose of trying to make himself larger than life. trying to make himself this like generational figure. And guess what? He is generational and transformational, just not in the way he wants. Like he's a transformational figure in the sense that he's taking us to fascism at a record clip. That's how he's transformational. He's not transformational in that, oh, he's making the U.S. economy great and he's making everything better. Really? Then why is inflation going up? Why is coffee up like 40% or some shit? Why is beef up double digits? Why is, all your grocery prices are up? Why is that happening? Because his policies have fucked us. They've fucked us thoroughly. And so, I'm losing my damn mind. I'm losing my damn mind at the shit that he says. And people, I'm in awe. I'm in awe of how much this man lies and how much he gets away with it. And he really is a paradigm changer where as soon as you realize just how much he lies about everything, it changes you. It makes you realize how nefarious some people can be and that people like this exist. That people like this exist who, like, every word is a lie. And he just, like I say, and you guys, I'm more than willing to let you guys have this and run with it. But he is a right-wing postmodernist. That's what he is. So what that means is he doesn't believe in an objective truth. He believes in his truth. He makes it up as he goes. Empiricism doesn't care about. Objectivity doesn't care about. It's all about my truth. And so he makes it a war of narratives. And he's going to repeat his narrative 1,000 times more than you. And so he's going to end up on top by making people go, just repeat what he says, right? Crooked Hillary, low energy Jeb, like all those things. It became the duh thing because he said it so many times that people went, yeah, crooked Hillary, And so even though he has no facts on his side, through the power of repetition, he gets people to fucking nod along in agreement and act like, oh yeah, of course, low energy Jeb, duh. So just disturbing. It's just absolutely disturbing. And every single news outlet should be fucking covering this and screaming about it. And if it was like, stop and think about if Obama said this or Biden said this or any other president said this, like this alone would be used as evidence of like, hey, we should use the 25th Amendment because this is like not even remotely true. There's not even $1 trillion of investment in this country. Never mind fucking 18 trillion. Are you kidding me? There's not 500 billion. Like people are fucking fleeing this country at 1,000 miles an hour. What are you talking about? It's all made up. It's all made up. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.